There is an email sitting in your inbox that you have opened 3 times and closed 3 times. It is from a customer and they are angry. Maybe the order arrived late, maybe something broke, maybe they simply feel ignored. And the message has that sharp edge that makes your stomach tighten the moment you see their name. You know you have to reply, but every version you start either sounds defensive, like you are making excuses, or groveling, like you have committed a crime. So you leave it, and it sits there getting older and colder while the customer gets angrier and tells their friends. Today, I want to show you a calmer way to handle the complaint you dread. Not a stiff template that makes you sound like a robot, but using an AI assistant to take the raw, messy situation and draft you a reply that is calm, professional, and genuinely warm, which you then read, edit, and send. One thing before we start, the AI drafts the words. It does not know your customer or your business the way you do, so you stay the one who decides what to promise and what actually goes out. It drafts, you decide. The reply you dread writing, let us name where most owners get stuck and call it level 0. It is not that you cannot write. It is that you are trying to write while your heart is pounding. An angry message triggers something in all of us, and from that state, you tend to do one of two things. You fire back, matching their heat, correcting every unfair point they made, and now you have a fight instead of a customer. Or you freeze, and the email sits unanswered for 2 days, which to the customer feels like being ignored, which is the one thing guaranteed to make it worse. Either way, you burn an hour of nervous energy and often make a bad situation worse. That is level 0. Replying to a complaint from the middle of your own emotion with no cool head in the room to catch the reply before it does damage. That demon in motion. Before we open any tool, get clear on what a good complaint reply is actually trying to do, because a calm assistant is only as useful as the target you hand it. A good reply does 4 things in order. First, it acknowledges, it shows the customer you have heard the specific problem, not a generic sorry for any inconvenience. Second, it takes responsibility for the experience without necessarily admitting legal fault. It owns the fact that they had a bad time. Third, it offers a concrete next step, a fix, a refund, a replacement, a phone call, something real rather than a vague we will look into it. And fourth, it stays warm and human throughout, the tone of a person who cares, not a company hiding behind policy. Acknowledge, take responsibility, offer a fix, stay human. Name those 4 and you can brief an assistant to hit everyone. Get the full picture first. Here is the first move, and it is the one people skip in their rush to make the bad feeling go away. Before an AI can help you, it needs to see the whole situation, not just the angry line that stung you. So gather the picture, paste in the customer's actual message, word for word, then add the facts only you know, what really happened on your side, whether the complaint is fully fair, partly fair, or a misunderstanding, and crucially, what you are genuinely willing to offer to make it right. Are you prepared to refund, to replace, to give a discount on the next order, or simply to apologize well? The AI cannot guess your limits, and if you do not tell it, it may promise something you never would. Give it the message, the truth of what happened, and the fix you can live with. That is the raw material for a reply that is both kind and safe. Some replies dihapitia palibiapdi apitibians dihapia dresem. Instead, you brief it the way you would brief a calm, experienced colleague you pulled aside for help. It sounds like this. Here is a complaint from a customer. Here is what actually happened on our side, and here is what I am willing to offer to fix it. Please draft a reply that is calm, warm, and professional. Acknowledge their specific problem, take responsibility for their experience, offer the fix I described, and do not be defensive or over-apologize. Keep it short and human, the way a real person would speak. That brief is the whole secret. You are handing over the facts and the tone, and letting the assistant find the words while your pulse settles. The jobs to ask for. Let me give you the specific jobs to ask for every time, because together they turn a raw complaint into a reply you would be proud to send. 1. Match the tone to the situation. Ask for calm and warm, never sarcastic and never groveling. 2. Mirror the specific issue back so the customer feels heard rather than processed. 3. Lead with the acknowledgement and the fix, not with excuses about why it happened. 4. Give you 2 or 3 versions at different temperatures, a softer one and a firmer one, so you can pick what fits this particular person. And 5. Ask it to flag anything you should not promise in writing so you never get talked into a commitment you cannot keep. Match tone, mirror the issue, lead with the fix, offer versions, flag the risky promises. Ask for those 5 and you get back a reply with a cool head instead of a hot one. Game beans, it in B start to finish. Let me make it concrete with a made-up example. Picture an owner we will call Priya who runs a small home bakery. A customer messages, furious, because a birthday cake arrived 2 hours late and half the party was over. Priya's first instinct is to explain the delivery driver got lost, which is true but sounds like an excuse. Instead, she pastes the message to her AI assistant, adds the facts, the driver did get lost, it was partly her scheduling, and tells it she is willing to refund the delivery fee and offer 20% off the next order. The draft comes back opening with a genuine acknowledgement that a late cake ruined a moment that mattered, taking clear responsibility and offering exactly the fix Priya set. She reads it, softens one line to sound more like herself, removes a sentence that promised too much, and sends it. The customer replies an hour later, thanking her, and orders again the next month. That is level 1, reacting versus responding. Now let me name the real difference this makes, because it is not about sounding polished, it is about protecting a relationship in the exact moment it is most fragile. Level 0 is reacting. You reply from your own heat or your own avoidance, so the message either fights back or never arrives, and a customer who is merely disappointed becomes one who is done with you and warns everyone they know. Level 1 is responding. The same complaint gets a reply that acknowledges the real problem, owns the experience, offers a concrete fix, and stays human, drafted while you are still too rattled to find those words yourself. Your job shrinks from wrestling your own emotions onto the page to reviewing a calm draft and making it truly yours. You are still fully in charge. The AI sends nothing, promises nothing, and decides nothing on its own. It just hands you a cooler head to borrow. Your judgment stays in charge. This next part is not optional, so I want to be direct. The AI drafts the words, but it does not know your customer or your business. You do. It is guessing at the situation from what you typed, and it cannot know that this particular customer has been loyal for 10 years, or that the fix it suggested would set a precedent you cannot afford. So treat its draft as a strong first attempt, never the final word. Read it as if you were the customer receiving it. Does it feel sincere, or does it sound like a form letter? Cut anything that overpromises, because a written commitment is a real one. Add the small personal detail only you would know to include, and never let it send in your voice something you would not say out loud to that person's face. The AI is good at finding calm words fast. You hold the judgment about what is true, what is fair, and what you can actually deliver. If you want to try this, here is the low-effort way in, and it is smaller than it sounds. Do not build a whole complaint system. Just wait for the next difficult message, the one that makes your stomach drop, and before you type a single word back, paste it to an AI assistant with 3 things: what really happened, what you are willing to offer, and the tone you want, calm and human. Ask for 2 versions, a softer and a firmer one. Then read them with your own judgment. Pick the one that fits, edit it until it sounds like you, and send. That is the whole experiment. One hard email, handled with a cool head instead of a hot one. You will feel almost immediately how different it is to answer a furious customer from calm rather than from panic. The honest watchouts. And because I promised no hype, here are the honest watchouts, and please take them seriously. First, never send a draft blind. A reply that sounds smooth but promises a refund you did not intend, or admits a fault you are not sure of, can cost you more than the complaint itself. So read every word before it goes. Second, keep the customer's private details inside tools you trust, and strip out anything sensitive you do not need to paste. Third, do not let it make you sound like a corporation. If the draft is too formal for your little shop, tell it to loosen up, because your warmth is the thing that keeps people. And fourth, some complaints are not about words at all. They need a phone call, a real fix, or a refund with no cleverness attached, and the AI cannot do those for you. Use it to find calm, clear words. Keep the promises, the fixes, and the sincerity firmly in your own hands. Quick recap. Let me pull it together. Level 0 is answering an angry complaint from the middle of your own emotions, so you either fire back and start a fight or freeze and let silence make it worse. Level 1 is gathering the whole picture, the customer's real message, what actually happened, and the fix you can live with, then briefing an AI assistant to draft a reply that acknowledges the specific problem, takes responsibility for the experience, offers a concrete next step, and stays warm and human. The 5 asks are: match the tone, mirror the issue, lead with the fix, give you versions, and flag anything risky to promise. You read it as the customer would, cut what overpromises, make it sound like you, and only then send. What you get is a way to answer your hardest emails from a cool head instead of a hot one, and to turn an angry customer back into a loyal one. If there is a complaint sitting in your inbox right now that you keep opening and closing, this is the workflow that lets you answer it calmly instead of dreading it, and we made a free step-by-step course that walks you from level 0 to level 1 in plain language, no jargon, and no technical background needed. It shows you how to get an AI assistant onto your own computer, working with your own emails and files, so you can try this on one real complaint of your own instead of taking my word for it. Head to aifirstdecision.com/level1 and take the free course. Do it once, answer a single hard email the new way, and feel how different it is to reply from calm. And if you want more of this, practical AI workflows built for SME owners, honest and no hype, then subscribe. Level 1 is right there. Go take the step.